Alright guys, this is homework 6.3, day 1. What I'm going to do from probably here on out, unless I get some major negative feedback back from all of you, is I'm going to actually just do the problems and then I'm going to talk you through them. That's going to save on me making a lot of silly errors and then passing them on to you. So, right here it says, what is 15% of 12 meters? Okay. We have our what is, so that's going to be our question mark. The is our question mark, and 15%, so that's always, percent is always over 100 of 12 meters, so 12 is going to be our of. We then crisscross divide, you get 180. 180 divided by 100 is 1.8. Next question, a park ranger finds that 35% of the park's visitors stayed at the campground. If 105 visitors stayed at the campground one day, how many visitors did the park have that day? Okay, we know that 105 is 35% of what? And I like to rewrite these every time, only because then it gives me the is and the of, and it puts it in the right spot, so it makes it a lot easier. So we look at it, we know that we have to put the 105 over the question mark, and we have to have the 35% is always going to be over 100. The percent out of 100 is always going to be the easy one to do because you're always going to put the percent over 100. We look back at the 105. If 105 visitors stayed at the campground in one day, how many visitors did the park have that day? I sometimes set these up as a part over whole. Part over whole equals part over whole. That's another way of looking at it. And if you think that 35% is the part out of the whole 100%, that helps. And then 105 is the part out of the whole, and then you could set it up that way. So what we do is we crisscross divide. 100 times 105 is 10,500. Divide that by 35, you get 300. Next two questions, find the quantity represented by each percent. These ones are set up for you, 45% of 360. So 360 is going to be your of. 45 over 100, crisscross divide, you're going to end up with 162. Same thing here. It's already set up for you, 66% of 240. So we put our 740 down here, crisscross divide, you're going to end up with 488 and 4/10 kilometers. There are 1,500 students in a school, 65% of them are girls. How many girls are at the school? I started writing these out. What is 65% of 1,500? So set it up that way. We get the question mark for the is. 1,500 is going to be the total number of kids in the school, and we're trying to find 65% of that. Another way of doing this is just dividing it out and saying 0.65 times 100 or times 1,500, and you're still going to get the same answer of 975. Just another way to look at it. School raises $4,000 for its new library. 36% of the money is used to buy reference books. How much money is used to buy reference books? Okay, what is 36% of 4,000? You could do the same thing. Crisscross divide. You're going to end up with 1,440. The other way to look at it is 4,000 times 0.36. And that's going to come out to 1,440. Miss Galen spent 55% of her savings on a television that cost $550. How much money did she have in her savings account before she bought the television? 550 is 55% of what? I would stress that you might want to use a part over whole model here, equals the part over whole, and then you would get 550. Oops. Over your question mark, that's horrible, equals 55%, because 55 is the part out of 100. And again, you crisscross divide and get $1,000 total. 75% of a number is 354. Find the number. Okay, I broke it down into another question. 354 is 75% of what? Set it up this way. 354 over your question mark equals 75% over 100. Crisscross divide, you get 472. Okay, there are 325 children at the zoo. If 64% of the children are boys and the rest are girls, how many girls are at the zoo? Well, you got to find out how many girls there are first of all. So you take 100 minus 64%. That's going to give you 36% girls. So 36% of 325 is the girls. Set it up. You end up with 117. Again, the way that they did it here, they showed you that you subtract it out and then you do 36% times 325. Remember, if you're multiplying by a percent, it's always 0.36 times 325. Of the 240 sandwiches Joanna makes, 20% are tuna, 40% are ham, and the rest are egg. How many egg salad sandwiches does she make? We subtract out the 20 and the 40% because we have 40% right here ham. We have 20% tuna. Subtract that out. You're left with 40% is going to be the ham, or the egg salad sandwiches. And then set it up as your is of equals percent over 100. Crisscross divide, you end up with 96. Of the 1,640 students enrolled at the school, 50% come by bus, 35% come by car, and the rest of the students walk. How many students walk? Well, you got to subtract out that 50 and that 35, and you end up with 15. Then I ask the question, what is 15% of 1,640? Set it up, crisscross divide, end up with 246. A ball pit at a play area is filled with red and yellow balls. Of the total number of balls, 60% are red. If there are 720 red balls, how many balls are in the pit? 720 is 60% of what? That's going to be another part over whole if you wanted to do it that way. Crisscross divide. You get 72,000 divided by 60 equals 1,200 balls. $28% of the amount of Keith's savings is $350. Again, that's not your whole, that's your part. So that's going to go on top. How much does Keith have in his savings? Well, once you get it set up, it's easy. Crisscross divide, and you end up with 1,250. The big thing is making sure that you have that 350 as your numerator. Because the is right there, plug it into the is section, and that's going to help you out. And that's it for today. I hope this helps. Again, let me know if this isn't helping you guys having all the work done ahead of time. It is a lot easier for me, and you can see that I made a lot less mistakes. I hope this helps. Have a good one. See you guys later.